Man, and as I think about that, I just go, gosh, do you have times like that where it's just you and him? And it's not, prayer isn't just close your eyes and go through a checklist of things, but like a person, like he's a real person, and you have this interaction with him and you know him. Like, is that what your life is about? And Saturday morning, I woke up and my same routine in my house. First thing I do is go right out the sliding glass door of my bedroom, and I built a little shed, a little Home Depot do-it-yourself shed thing, and I just go in there and I pray. And I just went in the shed on Saturday morning. I'm just there by myself, and I'm going, God, I mean, I'm beside myself. Like I'm crying, I'm like groaning, going, God, I can't believe I get you all to myself. Like it's just you and me in this room. Like it's just the best. Like that's, and my concern is some of you are listening to me right now and going, that's weird. I've never done that. And I'm going, well then what is your faith all about? Like, is it about a person and knowing this person of God and going, this is everything? Because I feel like we were all taught when we came to know Jesus, hey, this is not a religion, it is a relationship. But then everything else we're taught afterwards almost contradicts that. And we get into churches that are more about, knowing a bunch of stuff, or not doing a bunch of bad things, or a church that is about doing miracles, these are all great things, but pretty soon we start getting focused on all these other issues, and it distracts us from knowing him. And this book from cover to cover is about knowing this person of God, where you're going, God, I could just stay here with you all day. Like, it's just so good knowing you. It is so good being with you. And then that's why it was so fascinating when you have people like Abraham, who was called a friend of him. A friend of God? Then you have Moses that would go on the mountaintop and actually be with him. Everyone's like, no way, you're going to go up that mountain, you'll die. No man can go into that type of presence. And Moses, he's like, when God says, look, I'll give you the promised land. I'll give you this amazing land. I'm not going to go because I might kill you and all your people because they're really bothering me right now. And Moses says, no. Don't you go sending me. I don't care. I don't care about some land flowing with milk and honey. If you don't come with me, I don't want to go because it's your presence that I want. I want you as a person, God. I want you there. I've got to have you there. This book is about David, who uses this language that's like an addict, where he's like, you know what? Some of you were addicts. Some of you guys have parents who are addicts. Some of you have friends who are addicts, where their mind almost doesn't make sense, where they're willing to lose their family because they want this drug so badly. And you're going, how can you give everything up for this one thing? But right then, it's just this addiction that overcomes them, and they give everything up. I mean, that's the language I see in David when he's going, I'm in a dry and weary land where there's no water, and yet my soul thirsts for you. I just want you. I know I'm starving to death. I'm dehydrated. I'm about to pass out. But I want you, like some of these addicts want this drug. It's that type of language. It's just the one thing. Maybe you give me anything on the earth. It's just the one thing I ask. He says, I just want to dwell in your house all the days of my life. Every day I just want that time with just you. That's it. If I can have one thing, I got to have that. Then you get in the New Testament, and you've got people like Paul who's saying, look, for me to live is Christ, and to die would be awesome, because that just means I get more Jesus. I'll actually see him. Like, it's this obsession. And somehow in church, we've turned it into something else. And suddenly we're not producing people who are lovers of Jesus. We have people that'll fight for different causes, and that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, Jesus says, look, there's only one thing that is necessary. There's only one thing that's necessary. He says, look, the greatest commandment, the greatest is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. Like, that's the greatest commandment. It's the one thing that's necessary. It's the one thing that David's after. And my concern is that it could be the one thing that's missing here. That you can become these brilliant activists doing all sorts of things, but at the end of the day, it says in Matthew 7, there's going to be people who say, Lord, didn't I do this? Didn't I do this? And it says God will say, depart from me. I never knew you. Like, who are you? Man, do you know him? Are you enjoying him? Because I am telling you, Satan will do everything he can to distract you. Everything he can to get you busy with good things so you neglect the most important. He'll get you in all sorts of traps because he doesn't want us to have fellowship with God.